up here. Look at that thing. That is a beautiful Waters that get brook trout. Let me get him released here. There he is. What a beautiful trout to end the video on. You can see that golden double trouble right in his mouth there. Hey guys, I'm Mike here with Live with Legz Fly Fishing, and came out to a new stream today. Well, I shouldn't say new because I have fished it before, but it's going to be a new one for video purposes. It's a pretty good hike. I'm actually going to fish about 3 or 4 miles, so I won't be filming every single run. But you know, I had the day off work and I brought the camera along, and it's been a while since I did a little self-filmer, so I figured out why not give it a shot. Stream's up a little bit, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. So I just wanted you to come along the journey and, you know, see what you know, what we do when we go out and explore a new stream. Like I said, it's not completely new, but one we don't fish a whole lot. But yeah, come along. I'm going to go over my leader setup because we get a lot of questions on, you know, what's your rig. So I'm going to go over the whole thing, and then you know, we'll get to fishing. So stay tuned. All right, I'm going to be talking a little bit loud because stream's kind of ripping right behind me. But first thing, the leader that I always use, and I don't care whether I'm on a stream that's 6 foot wide or 20 foot wide, my favorite one is for sure the 5 foot yellow gold indicator leader. And it does have a loop at the end, and it has a piece of cider incorporated with the tippet ring, and I'll show you what it looks like and how to set it up on the rig. I already have mine set up, but I'm going to go over my full rig, and I'm going to start at the fly line loop and actually work my way down. So right here, see if it's focused. Yeah, right here is the end of my fly line. Now it is a thin diameter fly line, so what I did is I took a piece of fly line backing, only about 1.5 inches, and I put it to a tippet ring. The purpose for that is, once you keep putting leader after leader at the end of this loop on a fly line, it tends to wear out. And I fish a lot, so I go through a lot of loops, and you know, you can recreate the loop, but it's a hassle. So what I've been doing is just taking a piece of fly line backing, coating it with UV resin, so you can see it. It's stiff just like the fly line. It doesn't, I mean, it will give a little bit, but anyhow, so there's the first inch or so from the end of my fly line loop down to a tippet ring. Now, here's where the gold leader starts, and I like to cut off the loop, so I just do a cinch knot to that tippet ring, and then I go down. There's the first blood knot in the 5 foot leader. Then it has a little lighter pound test, so it is tapered down to the next blood knot. And then here's where my cider is going to be incorporated, and it's about, I don't know, 2.5, 3 foot long. I'm getting to the end of it. At the end of it, you will find another tippet ring. Now, this is where we attach our tippet. Today I'm going with 4X. That's typically what I fish. If I get a bigger fish on, I certainly like to land it, and you know, haven't really noticed a difference going lighter tippet as far as the catch ratio. Then off of this tippet ring, I drop about 3 foot of tippet to my first fly. See if I can find it without getting in a mess here. And right there's my first fly, and the fly of choice today on the top is the real deal caddismill. And then about 16 inches below that, I have about 8 inches below that, I have a tiny split shot in between. And then about 16 inches below, I have my golden double trouble. So that's basically the setup I'll be using today. I'll be switching on flies depending on what's working. But that's at least what we're going to start with. So stay tuned and we'll see how it pans out. Okay, check that first one off the list, and he actually took the real deal caddismill. I didn't bring him back to the camera, just real small, about 6-inch brownie, but good start to the day. First run, first fish. Okay, there's fish number 2. Little guys so far, but that's only the second run I fished. Second little wild brownie, and you can see that one took the double trouble. There's actually a little bit more room at the head of this run, so I'm gonna stop the camera, turn it, and hit the head too. See if we can't get another one. Beautiful little fish though. Well, I had a nice fish hooked up there. Let me get this camera turned around so I can see. I had a pretty good fish hooked. This is just a little guy, but my gosh, is he beautiful. Let me get the fly out. Get him down the water here. And he took the real deal caddis mill. There he is. Look how pretty that fish is. Gorgeous fish. And there's a tan real deal in his corner of his mouth. That guy released. There he goes. Yeah, I had a nice fish hook, but unfortunately got off. So keep moving up. There we go. Right at the end of the drift. Uh-oh. Got a little mess. Another little guy, but I'll take it. That one hit as I was actually swinging it down through the end of the run there, and he took the new HD stone. It actually came out, but another little beautiful trout. So I was casting in ahead of the run, and as I went to pick up my drift to recast, he grabbed it on the swing. So hey, whatever it takes. Got on. Okay, another little guy in there. Took the HD stone. Let me get the camera turned around here so I can see. There he is. Lots of just little guys today, but let me get him back real quick. Lots of little guys today, and one thing I want to point out here is when I threw that in, when I was leading my rod down over, when you see that indicator tighten up, you want to keep that rod going the same direction. So, and what I mean is set the hook on the same plane. A lot of guys, they'll take it when they get a bite, they'll change the plane of that drift, they'll lift a little bit and then set up over their head, and that causes a little bit of slack in your line, and it can surely cause you to miss a fish. So you want to keep it tight. If you high stick high, keep setting high. If you come across head high like I typically am, you know, I keep that same plane. You know, I don't change it and then switch and go up. If you go low, you know, set it low, and you'll notice your hookup rate should increase. So, you know, they've been laying in the little, like you can see the fast water and the left fast water to the right. They've been laying in like the soft seams. Even though it's only about a foot deep there, I'm gonna give her a whirl. So. Ah, that was a good one. A little better. Womp, womp, womp. This looks like a pretty good spot, and I set the camera up pretty much in the stream. Hopefully it doesn't fall over, because you know I lose enough of them as it is. But anyhow, I set it here so you can see as I'm drifting down. When I go to set that hook, I'm not going to change that plane. I'm going to keep the same drift going, keep it tight, and as soon as I see that indicator, keep that rod on the same plane. So let's give her a whirl. It looks like a good spot, so hopefully I get one in here. Gotta see if we can't get another one. That was on the real deal. You could see as I was drifting there, I kept that same plane. Unfortunately, it got off, but hey, we'll go after another. Okay, that one took the real deal caddis mill. First strip through there. Little again, but he's pretty. Let me get him out of the net here. Bottom flies tangled. There we go. Let me get my hands wet. And look at the red on this little thing's tail. He's a beauty. What a beautiful fish. Let me get him out. Get him back in. Alright, this little mountain stream's really ripping today, but it seems like every time I find a little bit of softer water, I can at least get one to take. A little tough today, but we're going to stick at it. There's a log right in the center here. There's a soft seam coming down the inside of the log, and then on the far side you can see a log sticking up out. A little seam comes down there too, so see if we can't pick another up. Okay, there he is on the HD stone. Just another real little guy, but another little beautiful brown. So there's one. First trip through there. Oh no! There we go. Alrighty, get my hands wet. See what he took. Up. The real deal caddis mill. It's been about 50-50 on the fish so far. I want to pinpoint something out here, is right where the water comes down and just starts slowing down a little bit, which there aren't many spots like that today. Right there is where the fish have been holding. So I'm gonna get set up right here. Let me adjust this camera. That looks pretty good. I'm gonna zoom out. Got my rod that I laid down back here. Alrighty, see if we can't get another one. We need a big fish. There we go, that's a nice one. That first time. Turn the camera around here and wet my hand real quick. I thought I had a bite down that seam the first time, but you know, I set on a lot of rocks, I will admit that. There he is, the natural double trouble right in the corner of the mouth. The fish are getting a little better. I do need one for the cover shot, but I'm gonna say this is not him. I'm gonna get a bigger one. I'm gonna give that edge a couple more drifts real quick. Better. That's 2 out of that run. He's got me in quite the mess here, but I think yep. The old real deal caddis mill right in the corner of the mouth. There's a double trouble. We are getting big, but I'm going to say this is not the cover shot either. We're going to get a big one today. Bigger. Oh, and he got me in quite a tangle, so I'm going to shut the camera off here, but oh, it came out. So let's see if we can't get 3 out of this run. Alright, what I am is I'm snagged right over there. I don't know if you can see it in the water, but that's exactly where those fish have been hitting. So when that indicator line was coming down, there was no difference in the hesitation in that indicator when the fish hit it as opposed to that snag right there. That's why you're going to see me setting a lot, and hey, it's not always a fish, but I'd rather take my chances. So yeah, I set anytime that indicator hesitates, pauses, twitches, anything. So, and a lot of times it's not a fish, but big deal, you recast. Oh man, that was like 4 or 5, maybe 6 drifts through there. Maybe just wasn't getting it down, so I let her sink a little deeper that time, but that one really went airborne. Another decent sized fish. And he is on the real deal caddis mill. There we go. Wow, he's in a little tangle here, but you can see he took that down pretty deep. Nice thing about them, they're barbless, they pop right out. And there he goes. Alright, I was just walking up through and decided to take a cast in this little shallow tail end. I was going to film up there and end up hooking a pretty good one. So I just turned the camera on, but really pretty fish. One of the bigger ones I actually caught today, which I mean still not that big, but there he is. A good solid fish. Took the bottom fly, which is the old natural double trouble. So I'm actually going to just spin the camera. I wasn't anticipating one down at the end of the run here, so I'm just going to actually carry it along right up here. That's where I was planning on filming, but I end up picking a fish up the tail end. I'm just going to keep casting as I roll the camera here, and once I get up here to where it calms down a little bit, I'm going to set the camera down right there, get her adjusted. That looks pretty good, and hopefully I can pick up another. There we go. Oh, that's a good one. Maybe the cover shot. He hit right at the tail end. We might have to take a picture of this one just in case we don't find a bigger one. He was pretty too. Whoa! Get my net situated. Alright, that's a better fish. Still not a giant by any means, but what did he take? Top flies on the real deal. Got my double trouble in the net. He is a little tangled up here, but my gosh, he devoured that. So okay, I actually pulled two out at the bottom of this run. That one I just stopped and took a quick picture of, but I want to hit that soft water on the other side too, and possibly even right here. So see if we can't get 3 out of this one run. Fishing's picking up, fellas. This is a big boy, I think. Feels good. This might be the cover shot. Oh, don't do me dirty and get off. Definitely feels like the most solid fish of the day. And he wants to go down, so I might have to go down with him. Yeah, he's coming back up. Get out of here. I'd like to get this boy landed. Okay, that's a better fish. And a beauty too. What do you take? The old double trouble. The natural double trouble, and this is definitely the biggest one I got today, so we're gonna have to do another cover shot. Get him out here. Whoa, look at that. Okay, you see the dark spot on this thing? Getting down out of the water here. Look at the dot on that thing's head. Jeez. And that is a solid fish, so I'm actually gonna pop this barbless hook out, get him down in my net here. And I'm going to take another still picture because that might be the cover shot. There we go. That's on the old DP, I believe. Hey, I just lost, let me get the camera turned around. I said I just lost a nice wild brookie right down there, and wouldn't you know it? And this is a gorgeous one, and actually a good size one too. Let me hold him up here. Look at that thing. That is a beautiful wild as they get brook trout. Let me get him released here. Back in the water, and that was the first drift through that run. He took the natural double trouble, which is stuck in my net here. Let me get it out. I'm just going to keep the camera rolling because that was a pretty quick hit. See if we can't pull another one out of here. Alright, just cut that little brook trout down at the end of this run. I'm going to try the head of it. Maybe there'll be a brownie in there, you never know. Or another brook. Hurry up, peel that line in, get her tight. And there he was right away. I would have never felt that bite or saw it if I didn't have that line get caught up with my nymph right away. Especially in this fast water, you got to catch up with it. There he was. Dang it. Catch up with it. I'm tight. Unfortunately, no bite that time. Recast. Catch up with it. I'm going to keep working this run up to the head. And there he is. Just like that. And if you don't catch up to that, that one got off, but if you don't catch up to that line, I would never be feeling those bites or seeing the indicator. There'd be so much slack on the water, they'd grab it, spit it out before you even know. That just shows you the importance of catching up with your line there. So, see that? One come up and hit on the top right there. Oh. The camera, turn around here. Okay, you can see that where that log comes across. It's just a real tight, and it's short. I'm only going to get about a good 3-foot drift there, but there could certainly be a trout holding at the tail end of that little pool. So, let's see. Was it sunny out today? You see him jump out of the water. Oh my! Hey. One more cast. Oh, I was walking back and there he is. I don't know if that's, let me wet my hands here. I don't know if that's the same fish or not, but, oh, another little brookie. Anyhow, double trouble. Getting back in the water there. That little pocket over there, you know, and a lot of guys would have walked right past that. I hooked 2 fish in there, and like I said, I was only getting a 2 or 3 foot drift. It's not very big, but that's why you don't pass up that water, especially, you know, when you're out exploring and you have the day, you might as well pick apart the water. I'm skipping a lot of water today just because I do have the camera out that I would typically fish, but I saw that little soft spot over there with the creek being up like that. That's certainly a place that the fish would go and hide, so that was pretty cool. Alright, I'm only about 30 yards above where I just hooked that little brookie that, well, actually it was a little brown and jumped out of the water, I believe, and then landed that tiny brook trout. And here's another. This was a little bigger, so I anticipate there could be a fish in here too, so let's see. Beautiful little brook trout. Brookies are starting to bite pretty good. This guy is pretty. Look, oh my gosh. I'm gonna get my double trouble out of the net there. This is a gorgeous little fish though. Yeah, so let me get the fly out. He took the real deal caddis mill is what he took. Nice little barbless hook, so it should pop right out. There we go. What a gorgeous little fish though. Hurry up, get him back in the water. Alright. And they got me in a little mess. So I'm going to pause the camera. When I put it back on, if I hook up with another fish, you'll see the same little seam in the next clip. Alright, I'm out of the tangle. Just got that beautiful little brookie. See if we can't pick another one up. Productive little hole. I'm gonna shut the camera off here, keep moving. Alright, I came up to a really, I mean, it's deep too. So this time when I cast in, I'm still gonna catch up to my line, but I'm gonna let it sink before I start leading my flies down through. So I like to do that in a real deep spot. And it worked. First drift through there. I just cast it up, let it sink down a little. And sure enough, another nice wild brownie to the net. See what he took. Oh, it's a little slick here. My hand's wet. He took the real deal caddis mill, but he took the green one. I put that just a couple runs ago. I put that in a muskrat nymph on just to give him a whirl, but this is another beautiful trout. Around here. Okay, let's see what this guy took. Oh yeah, I just put this little fly on. Okay, that little fly right there, and I just put it on a couple runs ago. Didn't get anything hit in the first run with it, but that is a new. Let me get this little guy out, back in the water. That's a new little grub fly that we're going to be coming out with. It's a nice, simple, little tie, extremely effective though. I've been fishing it for about a year now, and I'm like, Ben, we got to get this added to our lineup. So, sure enough, getting a tango out here at the same time. Sure enough, we did, and we should have them coming in, you know, in the next few weeks. But I'm going to fish it for a while and see if we can hammer some more on it. Alright, this is one of those ones, and it's a nicer fish. I've been picking them up here and there, not setting up the camera, but it's a really pretty one, so I figured I'd just pop the camera on real quick. But he has like beautiful par marks. I wanted to show you this trout. It's a really pretty one. Typically I like to get the hookups on film, but whoa! Oh, at least he landed in the water. Okay, it's back on. Alright, there he is. Beautiful par marks on that guy. Get him released here. That one actually took the rusty double treble. Alright, it's getting to be about, I don't know, 12 o'clock or so. Still working my way upstream. The sun is beating directly down on the stream right now, and the fishing has slowed down for sure. Still picking a few up here. I would say picked up 18 or 20 today, and I think at least 12 or 13 of them on film. Most of them, ones I got were on camera. You know, 6 or 7 that weren't. But this is a nice little scene. Not that big rock up there. It slows down on the other side. Typically the water that they've been in most of the day. So I just put on a pink Cadillac, and I left that little grub fly on because that is what landed the last 3 or 4 trout. So we're gonna give her a shot. Didn't even sink. Look at the fish. Oh. And you put the pink Cadillac on, and right away you hook up. Oh. Get out of here. My hand's wet. Come here, you little fishy. Oh, it's stuck in a net. There we go. Oh. Come out of here. There. There he is, nice little wild brownie. Let me get the fly out, get him released. Alright, it's going to be about midday. Fishing really slowed down. It's hot, sun shining directly on the stream, but the only place I'm still picking them up is like little undercuts like this. You know, they get back in there. But they are not certainly out into runs, or at least they're not feeding if they're out there. I can't get them, but it was a pretty good morning so far, and probably landed 18 to 22 fish in that range, and quite a few on the camera, so I'm happy, but certainly slowed down. But we're going to give this little pull. There could certainly be one right under this undercut. There it is. Oh, that's a big one. Nice fish. That's a good one. Alright, the fish certainly just went into hiding, but this is a nice fish. There he is. So much sun out, I can't even tell camera, and he really devoured that double trouble. Here in the corner of the mouth. Let's get him released here. Alright, you can see this spot here is super tight to get under. So this is one of those, I want to keep my rod a lot lower than normal. But when I go, if I get a bite, when I go to set the hook, I'm going to keep it on that plane. really hot out and sunny. So, most of the fish seem like they're in the shade and in the undercuts, but it's pretty sunny there, but you never know. Alright, and you can see I had to keep my rod real low there, and I never came up on the hook set, and that's a beautiful wild brown. Let's see what he took. I can't. Oh, the double trouble. The old golden double. There he is. Beautiful fish. Back in the water. And keep moving on. That one turned. There's a little bit of structure down below me. I don't like flicking my rod back upstream like that, because a lot of times I'll lose the fish when I have to turn it so fast. Let's see here. He took the real deal caddis mill. Been a pretty good combo today. Pop this out and I'll get him back in the water. He's got some line all around him. There he goes. Okay. Yeah, when I set that hook, he come downstream, and there, I couldn't, follow him down and get my rod, so I had to turn and switch my rod back upstream. When you leave that tension off, 8 out of 10 times that fish will get off. I'm surprised he stayed on, but fish to end the video on. I actually think might be my biggest of the day. I'm going to try to get back down to the camp here without getting messed up in these trees. Here's what I don't like doing, turn my rod downstream like that. A lot of times they'll get off, but that is certainly a beautiful trout, and it worked out because I am right back to my bicycle. Give you a quick look at this guy. There he is. What a beautiful trout to end the video on. You can see that golden double trouble right in his mouth there. Let me get him released. Okay, and that fish, I'm going to end it. It's really warm out. I might go take a little break, grab a bite to eat. I would imagine it's 1 or 2 o'clock, but in a couple miles I fished today, I probably picked up, I don't know, close to 25 fish, which isn't bad. The water's really high and, you know, definitely off color. It's not a bad color by any means, but in a bright sun, they seem to get under the undercuts. That one's completely up at the head in the fast water. A little bit of structure up there. So I hope you enjoyed, and you know, it's my first solo film I did for a while, but yeah, the thing that's every time I come out, I learn something new. So hope you enjoyed, and thanks for watching.